Hi, my name's Sean McGrath. I'm the founder of WideAwakeNews.com and a host on the Rinse Radio Network. We now have absolute proof that the American people have been financially gutted by the too big to fail institutions and their collusion with government and the Federal Reserve. And it's going to continue. Andrew Huszar, he was a manager for the Federal Reserve for the initial quantitative easing program. He was excited to take this job because he thought he was doing something to benefit the economy of this country, he says. But at the end of quantitative easing 1, he realized it did absolutely nothing for Main Street, while it was the largest backdoor bailout, in his own words, ever for Wall Street. You see, since quantitative easing has begun, we've seen stock prices double. We've seen bank stock value triple. And in fact, in 2009, the year quantitative easing 1 began, the banking industry had the most profitable year ever. At the end of QE1, Huszar realized that there was no benefit to Main Street and that all the benefit was going to Wall Street. But much to his surprise, a couple months after QE1 ended and bank stocks and the Wall Street indicators fell by 14%, QE2 was rolled out. The absolute biggest backdoor bailout in the history of this nation for Wall Street ever. Andrew Huszar, manager of the QE1 program. Even Stanley Druckenmiller, billionaire hedge fund manager, came out the other day saying that this has been the largest transfer of wealth in the history of this nation from the poor and middle class to the very, very wealthy. Now we have a situation where the too big to fail institutions, 0.2% of them control 70% of the bank assets in this country, while the average household income for the people of this nation has fallen 5 years in a row. Well, the poverty rolls have exploded to over 47 million. While 21 million people are truly unemployed in this country, and we're facing $17 trillion in debt, and an uncalculable number of people who are on social safety nets of one form or another just to put food on the table. And it's not coming to an end. It's not. We're being set up for the next sucker punch, and the banks are making sure that they're in the right position to benefit from the next collapse they bring us in. Usher in the Swaps Regulatory Improvement Act, recently passed by the House of Representatives by a vote of 292 to 122. You see, while we're talking about Obamacare and we're talking about the shutdown of government and how the Democrats and Republicans are going to bat for you, their constituents, while the cameras are off, they're continuing to screw over the American people. A vote of 292 to 122 passed in the House, Swap Regulatory Improvement Act, which eliminates Section 117 of Dodd-Frank. That little section just happens to keep banks from taking FDIC-insured money and gambling it in the derivative markets. You remember the derivatives, the swaps that bankrupted Lehman, that caused the 2008 collapse in the first place? This Dodd-Frank bill that was supposed to fix that problem does nothing of the sort. And who wrote this little piece of legislation? 80 lines long. 71 lines of it were written by Citigroup. You see, we've been screwed over, America. We've been screwed over rest of the world, so we could save a bunch of too big to fail institutions and make them larger than they ever were and obviously more powerful than they ever were. This is not going to end well for the people of this world. We are being led down a path to utter and total collapse, and at the end of this path stands the banks who engineered it in the first place, promising to enslave this planet in their own web of debt. Stories are attached. That's all I got.